Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So this is my great pleasure to be here with all of you. So should I speak in English or should I speak in Hindi? Huh? English. Fine. English. Yeah, thank you. So, bro, is it getting recorded? Okay. You can keep it little bit. So, आ रहा है फ्रंट में यहाँ से ले रहे हैं ठीक है तो मेरा सौभाग्य है कि आज मुझे आप सभी के बीच में चैतन्य महाप्रभु के विषय में कुछ कथा करने का अवसर प्राप्त हुआ। हिंदी सब लोग समझते हैं? आप लोग you don't understand? Okay. Huh? English? Okay. Fine. So I'll speak in English. No worries. I thought that. Huh? Yeah. Mix will be better. Fine. Yeah. The other day I was speaking at Soho. So after I spoke, so one devotee from one husband and wife from Dehradun, they were staying at Soho for a couple of months, I guess. So they said, Prabhuji, like we like lectures given by these English people. It's very good. But even when someone from our country they speak in English, but their accent we like very much. So we were missing that for a few months. So it's very natural, of course. Language itself has a certain, in fact, what to say of there are certain words that are there in Sanskrit or in Indian languages which are missing in English. Say for example, prasadam. Now, what's the English for prasadam? So the Prabhupada has to coin the word remanents, but remanent means which is contaminated. But prasadam is not contaminated, rather it is sanctified. So Prabhupada has called it transcendental remanent. So he had to coin certain words which were not in the English dictionary. And now, of course, the English dictionary has started to adopt few words, demigods. It's an invention by Srila Prabhupada. So you can say it, you can be comfortable. Yeah. So Prabhupada had to. Is it coming nicely? Yeah. Yeah. What?
It's okay.
Yeah. So Prabhupada had to coin certain words to fit into and then what to say of English language when Prabhupada's books were translated into other languages, say Japanese language or Chinese language from English. Now Prabhupada has coined certain words which are not in English dictionary, and then devotees are translating that Prabhupada's English book into Chinese or Japanese. Recently I was in China, so they cannot spell, they cannot pronounce R, Ra. So Hale Lama, Lama Lama, Hale Hale. It sounds so sweet, and so not just their words are sweet, also their emotions are very sweet because they have taken to Krishna consciousness in such a culture. Chinese culture is, it is said that whatever moves they eat, whatever flies they eat, except aeroplanes and vehicles. So they are accepting Krishna consciousness. It's a great deal actually. So my purpose of traveling to different places is to see how Srila Prabhupada's mercy is flowing in different cultures and different traditions. So I'm not here to actually give a lecture. I have come here to see how people are taking to Krishna consciousness, and they are taking it very seriously actually. So this gives us immense pleasure and hope, and also we get to know the greatness of Srila Prabhupada. So I am coming from Bhubaneswar. I guess many of you must have been there. ISKCON Bhubaneswar. Of course, when you go to Jagannath Puri, so Bhubaneswar is considered, it is the place of Lord Lingaraj, and Lord Lingaraj is the gatekeeper. He is the Kshetrapal of Jagannath Puri. So Bhubaneswar is on the gate of Jagannath Puri. So anyone who goes to Puri, you have to come to Bhubaneswar airport at least. So I'm coming from that temple. Actually, I got connected in Ujjain when I was studying there, but then my spiritual master sent me to Bhubaneswar. So since then I'm serving there. And Bhubaneswar is a very special place. Srila Prabhupada actually came there and spent around 17 days, and he completed the translation of the ninth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and then he started to translate the 10th canto. So 10th canto, as we know, that it is the face of Lord Krishna. So as if a person is known by his face, a person is not known by his hand or legs. A person is, if if I'll give you a photograph of you know someone's leg or someone's hand, so we may not recognize that person, but if I'll give you the photograph of someone's face, immediately we can recognize. So so Lord Krishna's face is being unveiled by Srila Prabhupada in the holy land of Bhubaneswar. So that's the unique uh, what we call uniqueness of that particular place. And one of the disciple of Srila Prabhupada, His Holiness Gaur Govinda Maharaj, so he was being entrusted with the responsibility to build the temple there. Prabhupada laid the cornerstone in 1977, and then he instructed Gaur Govinda Maharaj to build the temple and to preach worldwide. So Gaur Govind Maharaj, he worked a lot. He uh, he actually coming from from the from the traditional Odia background. He was born and brought up in a families of kirtaniyas that were coming down the line of Narottam Das Thakur. So he was actually he knew the entire Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy. He was well versed in that, but still he was looking for a spiritual master who could guide him in Krishna consciousness and take him forward. So he was searching. He was a grihastha. He was working as a teacher. Then there was an inner calling, and then he left his home and in search of guru. He traveled across the country, and he went from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, from east to west, looking for a guru. And but mostly he was, in the name of spirituality, in the name of a spiritual master guru, he was simply getting impersonalists, those who do not believe in the personality of the Supreme Lord, and he was not yet satisfied. And when he was in Vrindavan, he gave an attempt that let me try in Vrindavan, because Vrindavan is Krishna's land, so maybe I'll get guru there. And in Gauragovinda Maharaja's mind, three things were very clear. I'll accept the guru who will tell me about uh, Krishna, who will tell me about Srimad Bhagavatam, and who will tell me about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So when he went to, it was in 1974, when our Krishna Balram Mandir in Vrindavan was under construction site. So he saw that International Society for Krishna Consciousness, and then there were few Western devotees, shaved head, wearing saffron robes. So he became amazed to see Westerners in in a in saffron robes and shaved heads with tilak on their forehead. And when he inquired, so he when he came closer, someone handed over him a Back to Godhead magazine. In that Back to Godhead magazine, he saw Krishna, he saw Hare Krishna Mahamantra, he saw Srimad Bhagavatam, and then he saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He said, I was looking for this. And then he said that, I want to meet the founder Acharya. And fortunately, the founder Acharya, Srila Prabhupada, was there at that particular moment. So the secretaries of Prabhupada, like they told that Prabhupada is taking rest, and why do you want to meet him? Because Gaur Govinda Maharaj at that time he dressed himself as a sadhu. So they thought that he's a kind of a Mayavadi sadhu or kind of a beggar. He has come here to beg because many people used to come to Srila Prabhupada knowing well that Srila Prabhupada is running an worldwide organization. He has a lot of money. So many people used to come to him, and many organizations used to come to him for asking for money to get support for their institutions. So they thought that he is also the same caliber. But when Gaur Govind Maharaj he requested that kindly allow me, I want to meet your spiritual master, I want to seek shelter. So then they allowed. In the very first meeting, Srila Prabhupada, when he saw him, he said, have you taken sannyas? So Gaur Gobind Maharaj said no. So I'll give you sannyas. The very first meeting itself, because it was Gaur Gobind Maharaj said that I was looking for a guru who can give me sannyas. And in the very first meeting, Prabhupada actually uh, told him that I'll give you sannyas. So this is how spiritual master sitting in everyone's heart can understand what is there in in the mind of person. I have a very similar small realization. Say when we were children, so at in our locality they used to have this Navaratri festival. And the Navaratri festival they used to do, they used to in India they've organized big Navaratri festival, and then they have statue of goddess Durga, and then there are different types of prayers going around, and different they have festival for 9 days, 10 days. So in the particular year, what they did, so they organized a Navaratri festival, and they uh, put uh, goddess Durga's statue, and then close to goddess Durga's statue they put different types of different statues of different saints, Surdas, Tulsidas, and then they also put a statue of Sant Tukaram. And after the Navratri festival, so they immerse the deities in water. And so but this particular year, what came to their mind, they put Tukaram at our home, and for one whole year that Tukaram's deity, big deity, it was there in our home. Now my mother never knew that he is a great saint. So my mother, when she used to clean the cobwebs with her broom, she used to clean Tukaram also. So but what I perceive is that uh, this saintly personality Sant Tukaram must not have taken any offense. Rather, he must have thought that at least he's cleaning me, she's doing some kind of service, knowingly or unknowingly. It is said that even if we unknowingly offer service to a great saintly person, so we receive the blessings. And who knew, when I got initiated, so my spiritual master gave me the name Tukaram Das. And uh, because we were at college, so I never told my parents that I am getting initiated, because I am the only child and parents knew that he's taking he's he's taking Krishna consciousness too seriously. According to them, it was too serious, so they were not at all happy. So I remember my initiation was in January 1st, 2015. So December itself, 5 6 days back, I shaved my head, because I knew if I'll shave my head, then my parents will not call me home. That was the only technique I could apply. And and it is considered in North India, if you shave your head, ke baap mar gaya hai kya? So that is the only. In Odisha, people, if they have dandruff, they shave their heads. It's very common that people shave their head. But in in North India, if you shave your head, it's a big deal. So I shaved my head. I never told my father that, then somehow he got to know that I'm going to get initiated. And then at what time initiation is there? I said it is at 12 o'clock, but it was at 9 o'clock, because I knew because anytime they can come and then they can create havoc. It actually happened when I joined. One day my father came and kidnapped me. So it's a long story, anyways. So, but by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and the devotees, now my parents have become devotees and they are practicing so seriously. So it's all like Krishna makes arrangement. But then when I got initiated, my father gave me a call, then what is your new name now? So I told him this, and then he told me, do you remember we used to have Sant Tukaram at our home? And I actually remembered, but unless he told me, it was not fresh in my memory. And then I could understand, see, spiritual master can immediately sitting in everyone's heart as a Chaitya Guru, the same Chaitya Guru, the same Paramatma manifest externally as spiritual master. And because therefore they don't need to, we did not have to give them the, Guruma, I used to have Sant Tukaram at my home. No, it was simply by the arrangement, because he knows that and he gave me that name. So it's a transcendental networking. You cannot understand it in physical terms. So anyways, so when Prabhupada actually met, when Gaur Gobind Maharaj actually met Prabhupada for the very first meeting, Prabhupada told him that I'll give you sannyas. So of course my example is not suiting here, because there are two exalted personalities there, but I just gave an example to because I could relate some mercy of my spiritual master coming to me in this way. So therefore I narrated this particular story. So anyway, so Gaur Govind Maharaj was he was the one that who actually then he made the temple in Bhubaneswar, and then he was preaching worldwide. So in 1996 actually, when it was he was in Mayapur, and it was the GBC meetings were going on, and during those GBC meetings, few of the disciples of Gaur Govind Maharaj, they were in a room. There was a room conversation going on. It was the day of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati's appearance day, and the few devotees, few disciples, they wanted to know that why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually choose Jagannath Puri to be his places of pastimes, because he could have gone to any other place. Why particularly Puri? So, and Gaur Govind Maharaj started to answer. He started to tell the entire pastime and the tattva behind Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes. And as he was speaking and speaking, his ecstasy was growing and growing, and up to the point that he gave up his life. Speaking about the glories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, glories of Puri Dham, and glories of why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu choose Puri, what's special about Lord Jagannath, and what's the transcendental relationship between Lord Chaitanya and Lord Jagannath. So as he was speaking and speaking and speaking, it is said that there are different types of transformation where a devotee experiences in his spiritual maturity, and the highest is one gives up his body. And Srila Gaur Govind Maharaj, while speaking about Lord Chaitanya, he actually laid down his life. He gave up his body. So, 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 so I'll be speaking about Lord Chaitanya's tattva briefly from the teachings of Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj, because I am serving there in Bhubaneswar. So naturally, we have developed some kind of attachment. So wherever I go, I try to narrate the pastimes that are mentioned in Maharaj's books, and it gives me immense pleasure, and it also gives pleasure to devotees. So I'll narrate one beautiful pastime. As we all know that there are two reasons of Lord Chaitanya's incarnations. One is the external reason, other is the internal reason. External reason is that he wants to give the Krishna bhakti to everyone. But then there are internal reasons that he wants to relish the emotions of his devotees. So Srila Gaur Govind Maharaj has written a very beautiful book called Embankment of Separation, where he explains that actually Lord has developed certain greed, and the maturity of Lord's greed has to be satisfied. So in the mature state of Lord satisfying his greed, he becomes Chaitanya. So how it actually goes? So Lord Vishnu was there in his he was uh, of course we know that Lord Vishnu resides in Vaikuntha. And then and what kind of sofa he has? Sofa made up of Ananta Shesh. And what Lakshmi Devi is doing there? She's simply massaging the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. And now just what all pastimes are going in the Vaikuntha Loka? These are the only pastimes. Now Lord is sitting there, and Lakshmi Devi is simply massaging his lotus feet. That's it. And if we consider, of course, it's transcendental, but then Lord is now feeling transcendental boredom. Transcendental boredom means because there is no activity, you cannot do anything. The only activity is Lakshmi Devi is massaging your lotus feet. So now Lord started to think that I'm getting bored. Of course, Lord doesn't get bored. Whatever happens with Lord, we have to add the word called transcendental. If Lord is becoming angry, it is transcendental. Lord is becoming greedy, it is transcendental. Lord is becoming lusty, it is transcendental. So we have to put the word transcendental just to understand that it is not like we become greedy, we become lusty, we become we experience boredom. So Lord is sitting there in his abode in Vaikuntha, and then he's feeling transcendental boredom. His problem is that everybody is coming here offering me obeisances, prayers, but there is no one to fight with me. And when you sit at one place for so long, then you want to stretch out your body, is it not? You want to stretch out your hands and legs, and you want to experience something. So Lord Vishnu thinking that from time immemorial, from eternity, I am sitting here simply taking massage, but I am not experiencing any kind of different rasa. Now what I want to experience is I want to experience some fighting rasa. I want to stretch out my body. But if Lords want to fight, then he cannot fight with an ordinary living entity, because ordinary living entities are infinite scale. They do not have any strength. So Lord, if Lord wants to enact certain pastimes, he can only enact pastimes with his own associates. So Jay Vijay are the very famous associates in Vaikuntha. Lord thought that, okay, let me, if I want to relish the fighting pastime, so these are the best personalities. At least they are on certain level, close to me. So I can relish fighting pastime with them. But then how to relish that fighting pastime? So immediately as Lord have some desire, the Yoga Maya arranges everything. Immediately there were four Kumaras, and four Kumaras, as they wanted to enter into the doors of Vaikuntha, what happened? Immediately as they wanted to enter, and the Jai Vijay, they stopped them. Jai Vijay said, you are not wearing, you are not in a proper clothing. First of all, you should come, dressed nicely. And you are four, small kids, you'll go there and disturb Lord Vishnu. We cannot allow you to enter. So they became angry. How can you say like this? We are four Kumaras, we are sons of Brahma, and we look like small children, but we are not small children. We are more than of your age. Means, means we are existing from eternity. And what to say of, we are not wearing proper clothes? Why are you looking externals? So like this, they had certain argument. And then said, you are not fit to stay in Vaikuntha. What you are considering, that you are guarding guarding Vaikuntha's gate, but you do not deserve to be here. Your consciousness is demonic. Better you go and become demons. So as they cursed, immediately Jai Vijay become demons, because that was the curse. Now, of course, when Lord Vishnu got to know that, these personalities came and they cursed, Lord Vishnu begged for forgiveness. But actually, it was all Lord Vishnu's plan, because he wanted to relish the mellow of Shaivarli, rasa, fighting rasa. And then we know that Lord became, Lord took Varaha incarnation, and then he killed, then he had a good fight with Hiranyaksh. And we see in Srimad Bhagavatam how much good fight, Lord has become Varaha, and Varaha, like, transcendental hog. So the hog has this kind of, it doesn't have claws, it has, fist like this body like this. Now Lord is actually holding his club with this, just imagine Lord is holding club like this, and then fighting. And then sometimes Lord's club is falling down, and then demigods are becoming afraid of what will happen. And again Lord is, because it's rasa, Lord is now enjoying rasa, fighting rasa. It was not available to Lord in Vaikuntha. So then Lord, and then he finally killed Hiranyaksha, and then Hiranyakashipu, Lord incarnated as Lord Narasimha, and then he killed Hiranyakashipu. Now the interesting thing is that now Lord has appeared, uh, Lord appeared as Narasimha Dev, and he killed Hiranyakashipu. Now what is the form of Lord Narasimha Dev? The face is just like that of a lion, and the body is like that of a human being. Why not vice versa? The body like that of a lion and face like that of a human being. Now in that particular form also Lord could have killed Hiranyakashipu. Why not that? Not ferocious enough. Human faces are not ferocious enough. Human beings are considered to be the most dangerous animal on the planet. In terms of look, it's difficult to comprehend, how, just imagine. But you see, it's difficult to imagine. But for Lord, it was not difficult. He could have done that. Why? In fact, not even taking the form of a Narasimha, he could have killed Hiranyakashipu. It is only because he wanted to make the words of Brahma true. Satyam vidhatum nijavritte bhashitum vyaptim cha bhuteshu akhileshu chatmanha adrishyat ati adbhuta rupam udvaham sthambe sabhayam namrigam namanusham. The Lord is taking a very beautiful form of Narasimha in order to make the words of his devotee Brahma true. As if Lord has now, he has called for a checklist. Okay, Brahma ने क्या क्या ऑर्डर दिया, क्या क्या आशीर्वाद दिया था? ना दिन में मरूंगा ना रात में मरूं, ठीक है, okay, done. ना अंदर ना बाहर, done. Lord is simply, checking out his checklist just to prove the words of Brahma true. Otherwise, people can in future they may say that Lord has actually cheated because Brahma's Brahma's benedictions are not working anymore. So Lord did not want to take that risk. But in that Brahma's checklist, this was, it was not, defined properly that face has to be like that of a lion and body has to be like that of a human being. It could have been vice versa. Srila Gauranga Maharaj actually explains that, the purpose of Lord's incarnation is not to kill demons. Although we say that paritrana sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samstharpanata, but these things can be taken care by Lord's agencies. Paritrana sadhunam, to protect the devotees. Now, to protect the devotees, Lord need not have to come personally. Lord has already instructed his Sudarshan Chakra that, you know, uh, wherever, whenever and wherever my devotees will be in danger, do not ask me. You simply go and protect them. So, and we see in the past times of Durvasa and Amrish, when Durvasa attacked Amrish, Sudarshan Chakra need not have to ask, Lord, my dear Lord Vishnu, your devotee is in danger. Can I go and protect him? It was not like that. Immediately, Sudarshan Chakra and went out to protect Amrish. So Paritrana Sadhunam, Lord need not have to come personally. And Vinasha Chadushkratam, Ishvara Sarvabhutam, Hridesh Arjun Tishta. The Lord is sitting in everyone's heart. He can catch hold of an artery and the demon can die out of heart attack. So for Paritrana Sadhunam, Lord need not have to come personally. And for Vinashya Chadushkritam, Lord need not have to come personally. And Dharma Samstharpanataya. And what to say of establishing religion, because he is constantly sending his prophets and messengers, and different incarnations are coming and they're establishing dharma. So why Lord Lord has to come personally? Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur actually writes in his commentary in Bhagavad Gita that the purpose of Lord's incarnation is not to protect his devotees, or Lord not to protect kill demons, because anyway it can be done by the agencies. The purpose of Lord's incarnation of coming here, because the devotees of the Lord are burning in the fire of separation. To satisfy them and to pacify them, Lord has to come. And similarly, this Prahlad is actually was burning in fire of separation from the Lord. And to give pleasure to Prahlad, Lord has appeared. Now, if Lord has to appear and give pleasure to Prahlad, now how a human being gives pleasure to its kids? Human being, how they give pleasure to their children, just like Prabhu is giving pleasure to his daughter by putting them on lap. And how a lion gives pleasure to its cubs? By licking them, by licking them. So similarly, Lord Narasimhadev, what he did, he put Prahlad on his lap, and just like human beings do, and he started to lick Prahlad just like lions do. Now if it would have been vice versa, just imagine what would have been the situation. Neither he could have carried Prahlad on lap, nor he could have licked the Prahlad. So therefore, actually, Lord Narasimhadev's incarnation was not to kill Hiranyakashipu. It was his main intention was to give pleasure to Prahlad. Prahlad is already, he was tortured by Hiranyakashipu a lot, and therefore Lord appeared to give him a special, loving him, just to lovingly reciprocate with Prahlad. That was the purpose of Prahlada's, Narasimha's incarnation. But then very interesting thing happened. The interesting thing is that when Prahlad Maharaj was sitting in the lap of Lord Narasimha, and Lord Narasimha was, licking the face of Prahlad, Prahlad was feeling jubilant. He was feeling so happy and satisfied, as if just like Prabhu's daughter, peacefully now she is sleeping on the lap of her father. Similarly, Prahlad became so, he had no fear of anything, and he became so peaceful that he, just enjoying the company of Lord Narasimhadev. And when Lord Narasimhadev actually, you know, uh, when he saw the face of Prahlad being such a high ecstatic form, static face, enjoying and relishing, and Lord Narasimhadev became quite greedy. He said, yeah, he said that I am the Supreme Lord But I have never relished this kind of rasa. The rasa that my devotee Prahlad is actually, relishing, enjoying, that particular rasa I never relished. Because who is my father? Stambhe sabhayam na mrigam na manusham. My father is this khamba, this pillar. Before that, when Lord incarnated as Hiranyaksh, Lord incarnated as Varahadev, he came from the nostril of Brahma. So this is not, that, and Brahma actually, he never knew, got to know that Lord has appeared. And then before that, it was Meena incarnation, the fish incarnation. From somewhere it appeared. So Lord Narasimha Dev had actually developed the greed that I must also have my parents, and I must also have, you know, I must also relish that transcendental loving reciprocation. So Lord developed that greed, and therefore, after Lord Narasimha Dev's incarnation, uh, Lord appeared in whichever incarnation he accepted parents, because he had developed this greed to relish the Vatsalya rasa. Somebody asked me that why Lord appear only in India, why not in West? It's a very important question. There are two analogies. That the other day I was at Wales in Cardiff, so a devotee was telling me, and it's a genuine problem in West. Of course, now it's reaching in India also. Just like in India, we have uncles and chachas and mausas and phupas, and here we have a very different culture. He said that my mother's husband and their children, and my father's wife and their children, and then they got divorced, and then they have their extended families, and there they have their extended family. I was in New York, so I just, while traveling in train, so one person, he was coming from a Muslim background. He said that my father and I was asking him, tell me about your background. He said my father and mother never married, but then my father married to someone else, my mother married to someone else, and then we have this kind of family. Then I concluded why Lord doesn't appear in America. Here's the reason. I need no explanation. No shastric evidence is required. It's very common. You can use your common sense to understand. They don't have that culture. Even if Lord will appear, just imagine if Mother Yashoda has, she tied Lord Krishna. Other, if it would have been, if it had happened here in UK or America, Krishna could have called police, and Mother Yashoda would have ended up in jail. So therefore, Lord doesn't appear here. Is it not? so, so after Lord incarnated in at Narsimha as Narsimha, then he developed a desire that I must relish Vatsalya rasa. And then whenever he appeared, he actually relished Vatsalya rasa. And he relished Vatsalya rasa when he came as Vamana Dev. He relished Vatsalya rasa when he came as Lord Ramachandra. He relished Vatsalya rasa when he came as Krishna. But then there is a difference in all the kinds of Vatsalya rasa. There are differences. What the difference is? Just let us compare Vatsalya rasa that is relished by Lord Ramachandra and Vatsalya rasa that is relished by Krishna. There is a vast difference. Lord Ramachandra, although he relished Vatsalya rasa, but we never find in Ramayana details of his Vatsalya rasa. Why don't we find that details? Because Lord Ramachandra was a very good boy right from his childhood. No mischievous act. He never created problems for his parents. He was such a nice good boy always. But Rasa means there has to be certain reciprocation, there has to be certain mirch masala, because Krishna always used to do so many mischievous things, and then parents, if you just imagine children stop doing mischievous acts, then will there be the rasa? Will there be some kind of relishment? Never. So children are bound to do some kinds of mischievous acts. Lord Ramachandra never did any kind of mischievous act. But Krishna Chandra, he did so many mischievous acts. He used to steal the things. And when he used to steal the things, gopis used to come and complain. And Mother Yashoda used to chastise Krishna. Krishna is also used to eat dirt. Mother Ashura asked, have you eaten dirt? No. Krishna telling lies. Lord Ramachandra never told lie. So we see there are varieties of, you know, rasas that Lord Krishna is actually experiences, which Lord Ramachandra is not experiences. And therefore it is said that Lord Ramachandra has actually experienced only three rasas. There is one is called the Shantarasa. Shantarasa means we do not have direct reciprocation with the Lord, but then people adore him. Say Lord Ramachandra is the king, and then there are so many citizens. They do not have direct reciprocation, but they adore him. That is called Shantarasa. And then there is Dasya Rasa. Hanuman and Lord Ramachandra, they have the reciprocation Dasya Rasa. And then there is Sakhya Rasa. Sakhya means friendship. Now there are two types of friendship. One friendship is friendship with awe and reverence, and other friendship which we actually call Langotia Yar, friendship, proper friendship. Now Lord Ramachandra's his friendship is like that, like with Sugriv, with great awe and reverence, with Vibhishan, with great respect, with Nishad Raj, with great devotion. We can never imagine these personalities, Sugriv or Vibhishan or Nishad Raj, putting hands on Lord Ramachandra's shoulder, sitting together on same bed, you know, driving together on same bike. You cannot imagine. They are friends with Lord Ram, but their friendship is on the level of respect and reverence. So it's a what do you call, uh, it's an expression of friendship, but not the complete expression of friendship, because complete expression of friendship was actually manifested in Lord Krishna's pastimes. When Krishna was, say for example, there was a tug of war going on, and if Krishna's team loses, so what they had to do, they had to carry, the winner party on their shoulders, and if they'll not do it, you cannot play. And Krishna said, I'll not. Krishna said, I am son of Nanda Maharaj, the king of Braja, and you're asking me to carry you on shoulders. They said, you may be Rajkumar or you may be king, whoever you may be, because you're not following rules, we will not play with you. And then they abandoned Krishna. Krishna standing in the corner of a playground crying because my friends are not allowing me to play with him, play with them. Why? Because I'm not following rules and regulations. When Krishna came out of Yamuna, danced on the hoods of Kalia, and when he returned back, what he was expecting, he was expecting everybody will clap for me. Madhumangal said, I am a son of a Brahmana. I'm trained in various mantras. I know so many snake charming mantras. It was me who actually saved you. You were almost dead. I simply chanted few mantras and actually brought this snake, under control. And then you could play on its hood. So what you are boasting about? Whether you should worship me? Krishna said, fine, I can worship you. So so this is the reciprocation that they are actually, and then when Krishna, Lord Brahma became confused. What actually Lord Brahma saw that he became confused? Because when we offer food to Krishna, we put, in a nice plate, in a clean, cleanly we prepare the food, and then we put tulsi leaves, and then we ring bell and offer, chant some mantras, and we offer it to Krishna. And what's going around in Braj Bhumi? Friends are sitting together, they are tasting something, they're liking. Krishna, this is very good, you must taste it. One friend of Krishna is holding buttermilk in his mouth, and right in front of Krishna is standing like this. And then what Krishna did? Krishna punched his cheeks, and entire buttermilk came out of the mouth of the friend and entered into Krishna's mouth. Now, friendship means, in everybody you must have this experience when you used to take your tiffin box, 10 students, putting hand in your tiffin box and snatching away everything. That is all. I remember in my college there's in three side samosas, or three friends to be eating together. That is what we call friendship. We can never imagine that kind of friendship in Lord Krishna, Lord Ramachandra's pastime. Never hear that. But Krishna actually relished friendship to the fullest extent. And as far as Vatsalya is concerned, he relished it to the fullest extent. And then conjugal relationship, the reciprocation with wives and girlfriends. Now Lord Ramachandra had a very limited approach. He said that I cannot accept, I'll accept only one wife. Now what was the fault of Shurpanakha? Shurpanakha actually went to the Lord and proposed him. And as per the laws of the Kshatriya, Lord Ramachandra should have actually accepted her. But he didn't accept it. And therefore Shurpanakha became violent. But actually Lord Ramachandra should have accepted Shurpanakha. When Uddhava was there in Brajabhumi and Radharani was complaining, she was saying that your master Krishna is such a bad man, and he's not a bad man in this life. Previously also he was a bad man. Why? A very nice lady called Surpanakha, she approached him, and okay, if you don't want to accept him, fine. But what he did, he disfigured her. He's a bad man. He's a bad man because he appeared as Vamana. First of all, he was not a Vamana. He was Trivikrama. He's the he's the Virat Purusha, and he became like a dwarf. And then he said, okay, give me 3 foot of land. And Bali, when he gave him, what he did, he encroached upon the entire property of Bali, and after encroaching upon the entire property of Bali, he put him in Sutal And he came as Lord Ramachandra, and what he did, from backside he killed Bali. If you are a Kshatriya, you should have come in front and fought. So he is not a bad man. He's not a bad person in this life. He is continuing his previous traits. Just like before coming here, we were discussing. We were scheduled to come here, reach here by 7 o'clock, but we reached here by 7:20. I said Indian traits will never go. Indian stretch time, IST means it's not Indian standard time, it's Indian stretch time. So Lord is continuing his traits. He's a bad person. He was a bad person in previous lives, and he's a bad person now. So this is how Radharani was actually blaspheming Krishna in front of Uddhava. She was trolling Krishna. Actually, the right word is she was trolling Krishna in front of Uddhava. So Lord Ramachandra could not actually relish the conjugal pastime to the fullest extent, because he had so much what we call limitations. The sages of Dandakaranya, they wanted to serve Lord Ramachandra in conjugal relationship, but Lord said, no, I cannot accept. I'll come in next incarnation, I'll become Krishna, and then you can become gopis, and then we'll have loving reciprocation. But presently I cannot accept. So Lord Ramachandra's conjugal relationship was very limited. It was and then it was not only limited, it had no varieties. It has no varieties. The loving reciprocation between a boy and a girl, it has to have a multiple varieties. In our Gaudiya Vaishnava Siddhanta, of course we don't have much time, but it's a very important understanding that which particular relationship is more intense, the relationship between husband wife or a boyfriend girlfriend. Boyfriend girlfriend is far more intense, everybody knows that. And that is what the Gaudiya Vaishnava theology is. It is far more intense and far more, the varieties are in. And why is it so? The question is, why is it so? Because when we are bound by the ties of marriage, then there are social regulations, there are legal regulations, there are family regulation, there are children, so many things are there. And by the force and push of all those regulation, the relationship goes on. Means in general, that's the understanding. There are so many considerations. But when there is boyfriend and girlfriend involved, there is no what we call external pressure that is maintaining the relationship. It is the natural inclination and attachment that is keeping the relationship. But Lord Ramachandra never had experienced that kind of relationship. It was not there in his dictionary, because he was a good boy. He was not a bad boy. But when he incarnated as Krishna, he actually relished all sorts of relationship. In fact, it is said, according to the Gaudiya Vaishnava theology, and that we see in our day-to-day lives also, that out of all rasas, say relationship with our servants, relationship with our friends, relationship with our parents, and then relationship, there is a conjugal relationship. Where is the intensity highest? The intensity of attachment is highest in the conjugal relationship, naturally. Nobody can say, my attachment with my mother is higher than my attachment with my girlfriend or wife. It's not there. It is designed in that way. It is very natural. That, and why Gaudiya Vaishnava theology is actually very close. It's the real, it's what we call, out of all Vaishnava theology, this is very natural theology. Why? Because it is directly touching the human emotions. Because Supreme Lord is enacting in those, so we can have reciprocation with the Supreme Lord in different rasas, but out of all rasas, this is the highest. And within the, within the what we call conjugal relationship, now there are parakiya, there is swakiya. Swakiya means, as I said, ties of marriage. There are regulations and bonding of marriage. But then there is parakiya, and there is no ties, and uh, there are no ties of, or there is no regulations of marriage, but still a lover and a beloved are dying for each other. It's very natural. And now the question is, out of, now we understood that conjugal relationship has the highest intimacy. Actually, everybody can relate it because it's very natural. Then, out of conjugal relationship, we understood that the girlfriend boyfriend relationship is far more intense than husband wife relationship. Most of us must be having that kind of experience also, no worries. It's very natural. And then even more intense is what? Union or separation? Separation. Union has certain flavors, but separation is obsessive. Now, just consider how many Bollywood songs will find on, servant master relationship. Hardly. Mother and children relationship, a few. तो कितनी अच्छी है, तो कितनी भोली है, प्यारी प्यारी है. These, there are few songs which glorify mother and children relationship. And friend relationship, Jai Viru songs, there are few. Husband wife songs, plenty. Girlfriend boyfriend songs, mostly. And then union and separation, most of the songs are based on separation. Is it not? Why? Because it is the most obsessive and most enchanting, what we call, relationship. Not union, it's separation. When we go out, say, I remember I was preaching an industrialist. He said that, Prabhu, it was his 50th marriage anniversary. He said, although I am married now for 50 years now, but can I tell you one thing? That one particular girl in my college, I still cannot forget her. Say, I went out for making money, and his father got her married to someone else. And after 50 years of marriage, still he could not forget that particular, because it is very natural. What Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has actually came here to distribute this kind of attachment with Krishna. Conjugal relationship in the mood of, with the flavor of separation. So Lord has come to, is incarnated to offer it, and Lord has come and incarnated to relish it. So in Lord Ramachandra's pastime, there is separation, but that is forced separation. Ravana kidnapped Sita, so that separation is there, but it's a forced separation. When citizens of Ayodhya were talking ill about Lord Ramachandra and Sita Mata, so Lord Ramachandra has to abandon Sita. But then again, it was separation by force. But in Krishna Chandra's Leela, we see there is separation with the gopis. And this separation has varieties. Ujjwal Nilmani is a very beautiful literature written by Srila Rupa Goswami, where he actually explains different kinds of separation. One separation is One day Krishna, he was scheduled to go to Radharani's kunja to perform pastime with her. But somehow in the midway, what his mind changed and he went to Chandravali's kunja. And as Radharani's friends got to know that Krishna has actually abandoned Radharani, he's cheated on Radharani, is not here, he has gone to Chandravali's kunja, and then they started to blaspheme Krishna like here, like, right, left, and center. Krishna is such a rascal. He's actually you do not deserve Krishna. Krishna is such a bad man. This that, and will not allow Krishna to come here. By morning, when Krishna came to his senses, I actually made a mistake now. Radharani, he got some news that Radharani is quite angry, and then when Krishna came and then Krishna wanted to enter into Radharani's close, he wanted to come close to Radharani. So Vishaka Sakhi, Lalita Sakhi said, "You cannot enter. You are such a rascal that you have cheated our mistress. You do not deserve her. You're such a bad person." And then he was crying, crying, crying. Kindly allow me. Kindly allow me. They never allowed. And then Krishna went on the banks of Yamuna and he was crying like anything. And at that time, Yogamaya appeared and she said, "Why are you crying?" Purnamasi said, uh, "Is it because Radharani left you? You are crying because of that?" You see, he said, "Yes. But then I can make some arrangements for your union." "What you can do for me?" But the problem is, if you'll go in this particular form, everybody will recognize. So you cannot enter in this particular form. So I'll give you, I'll give you a trick. You should become a sannyasi, and then you can go and in the you can go and beg, and in the plea of beg, you show as if you are a sannyasi, you are a beggar, and then gradually you can enter into Radharani's kunja. He said, "Yes." Then what I have to do? First of all, you have to change your color of your clothes. Presently you are wearing yellow clothes, yellow silk clothes. You have to make it saffron. He said, "Fine." But the problem is, you stand tribhang. First of all, stand straight. "And why are you holding this flute?" "Because sannyasis do not hold flute, so you must carry a danda." So he got a danda, he got saffron robes, and he became straight. "But your color, it is megha shyama." With megha shyama color, everybody will recognize that you are Krishna. So make it golden yellow. So it became golden yellow bodily complexion, saffron robes, and flute became danda. And uh, but the problem, there is still one problem. What is the problem? You have such a nice curly hairs. Get it shaved. So just imagine now Krishna to meet Srimati Radharani, what form he has taken. He has become a sannyasi with saffron robes, and he in his hands he has danda, and his head is now shaved. So which form is this? Lord Chaitanya's form. And then going around, megging around, he went there near Kunja. And then the Chaki said, "Okay, oh my God, Sannyasi Thakur, you have come here. We are very grateful that you come here. Our mistress in distress, kindly help her out. Kindly, see her astrology, what fault she made, what is her bad karma, why is she suffering like this. Kindly help her out." He said, "Okay, fine, I can help her out." But the problem is, I cannot hold, a woman's hand because I am a sannyasi. Then what to do? If you'll not hold the hand, then how you'll see? uh, I can do one thing. What I can do is I can read the, you know I can read the forehead. Although I cannot hold the hand, but I can read forehead. Simply by reading forehead, I can tell one's future. But the problem is, our mistress shows face only to Krishna. He said, "See, I am a sannyasi. I don't have any lust desire. I am beyond the modes of material nature. So you can trust me. She can unveil herself before me, and then I'll simply read the, what we call, the forehead, and will tell her future." So somehow they agreed. Okay, fine. Sannyasi Thakur has come, so we can just you know. So then they said that he'll see your future, he'll tell your past, and fine. It was decided. So Lord Chaitanya, actually Lord Krishna in the form of sannyasi, is sitting there, and then the mistress Radharani was brought, and then as they removed the veil of Srimati Radharani, and then there was eye to eye union of Krishna and Radha, and Krishna could not control, and immediately he became again three-bended. So this is what we call as union. So there is separation, there is union, there is separation, there is union. And it is said that Srimati Radharani is always stay in the mood of separation only, although there is union. Once upon a time, Lord Krishna and Radharani, they were, swinging around, and then there were gopis and gopas, and everything was nice festival going on. And Krishna was wearing, garland like this. Prabhu, can you please take a few photographs from backside, because I need to show my president that I'm not sitting idle. I am at least. It's very important to please. Temple president is a very important thing in ISKCON, is it not? So you can also take from that way. It's important. So as Krishna was sitting and he was wearing this garland, and then there was a Madhupa. There was a bumblebee, and it was creating trouble. So Lalita Sakhi came, and then using that what we call chavar, she actually drove away bumblebee. Now bumblebee Sanskrit name is Madhusudan. Madhu means honey, Sudan means inject. It injects its beak and sucks madhu, the honey. So uh, so so as he said that Madhusudan went away. So Krishna is sitting right next to Radharani, and they're playing together, they're singing together, they're sitting together. But as Radharani heard that Madhusudan left, Radharani started to cry. And seeing Srimati Radharani crying, Krishna started to cry. And what was the cause of their crying? Madhusudan left. And as they both were crying, the gopis started to cry. Seeing the gopis, the gopas started to cry. Seeing them crying, birds started to cry. Seeing birds crying, beasts started to cry. Seeing them crying, the creepers and the plant, they all started to cry. And it was a crying festival in Braja. And the reason is Madhusudan left. Now question arises, why is it so? Why is it so that although Krishna is still there, but Radharani is crying? The reason is, when Radharani, she always prepare herself that now the time is approaching. I'll meet Krishna. I'll meet Krishna. I'll meet Krishna. When I'll meet Krishna, I'll serve him in certain ways. So she's always in that ecstasy that I'll meet Krishna. It's not union as of now, but she is always reflecting that now when I'll meet, I'll serve Krishna in different ways. And when they are actually in each other's company, her consideration is, now Krishna will go away. Now Krishna will go away. So she is actually not able to relish the company of Krishna. And then when Krishna goes, she is again in that ecstasy. Krishna is, I am feeling separation from Krishna. Krishna is not here. So the point is, Radharani is always in the mood of separation. It is said that those who are exalted in nature, so we say that the great devotees, they always feel separation from Krishna, although Krishna is there right with them, but still they feel what we call, they feel the ecstasy of separation, because they feeling the ecstasy of separation is considered to be higher. Those who are not devotees, they say, if you ask them, why don't you come to temple, why to go to temple, God is here, God is right here, they say. So those who are not advanced in their spiritual lives, they say God is right here, why should I go to temple, God is everywhere, why should I go to temple? But those who are actually advanced in Krishna consciousness, they say, they don't say that Krishna is right here. Even if Krishna is right there, they're closest to Krishna, they say Krishna is very far from me, I do not deserve Krishna. And that is what Srimati Radharani is actually enacting in this pastime, and that is what Lord Chaitanya is actually enacted. When Uddhava came and he started to tell Radharani and other gopis, why are you crying for Krishna? Because if you're crying for Krishna, instead you should meditate upon Krishna. Krishna is everywhere. So Gopi said, what do you mean by Krishna is everywhere? He said that Uddhava said that everything is one. It was his understanding. So Uddhava said, everything is one, and so Gopi said that Uddhava is everything is one, then whom you are giving lecture? Because if there is nothing but Uddhava, if you are Uddhava, I am, we are Uddhava, and everything is Uddhava, because everything is one, then whom you are giving lecture? And then they said that Uddhava, you are saying that everything is one, and we should meditate upon Krishna. With what agency will meditate? Mind. Krishna actually stolen it. Now first you bring that mind, give it back to us, then we'll meditate upon Krishna. When Uddhava went to Nanda Maharaj and said that why are you crying? Because Krishna is not just your son, he's the supreme lord of all lords, and he's the master of entire creation, he's all pervading, he's Brahman, he's everywhere. Simply meditation you can achieve him. Why are you crying for Krishna? Nanda Maharaj said, my dear Uddhava, just listen very carefully. I thought that you have studied from Brihaspati University, just like Cambridge University. You have studied from Brihaspati University. I thought that you must be a very intelligent person. But today I got to know that you are a fool number one. Why you are a fool number one? Say for example, if I'll miss out these if these kartals, if I misplace them, I'll feel naturally bad because 20 pounds kartal, at least 10 pounds kartal. I'll feel very bad because I have made a loss of 10 pounds. The kartal is lost. If somebody will come and pacify me, my dear Prabhu, don't worry. No need to worry about kartal. But let me tell you one thing. It was not brass kartal, it was gold kartal. The point is, I was thinking that my child has gone away. Now you have come and started to, tell me that child has not gone away. God has gone away. So I was thinking I have lost a child. Now you're telling God, you have lost God itself. So you have come here to pacify me, but instead of pacifying me, you are actually increasing my pain. Is it not? You're increasing my pain. So Uddhava thought that the verdict of entire scripture is that one must cry for Krishna. But here I am sent by Krishna in Brajabhumi to pacify my parents and pacify my gopis, pacify their parents, pacify the gopis, that you must not cry for Krishna. How can I say something which is against the scriptures? Because the verdict of the entire scripture is that we have already cried for so many material things for millions of lifetimes. Now this is a time we must learn how to cry for Krishna. And now Uddhava had come here and had to teach, don't cry for Krishna. It is just the opposite of what the verdict of scriptures is. And therefore we see that in Lord Krishna's pastime, he actually relished the conjugal pastime to the fullest extent, all kinds of varieties. So Vatsalya rasa fullest, Sakhya rasa fullest, and conjugal rasa fullest, but one desire still remained. Lord Krishna could not understand that what is there in me which is so pleasing, attracting, and my devotees are becoming mad after me. What is there? What is the glory of the love of these devotees? That they have lost these. Our problem is that Krishna doesn't come into our mind. Their problem is Krishna doesn't go out of their mind. Just see the problem. Our problem is even while chanting, Krishna is out of her mind. Their problem is even during their household activities, Krishna is there in her mind. They say, Krishna, kindly go out of our mind so that we can work, we can do some household duty. So Krishna is not able to comprehend that what kind of love is this, that my devotees are mad after me. What mellow I carry. Because if somebody is beautiful, he doesn't know that he is beautiful. It is someone else who actually explores that person's beauty. If Rasgulla is sweet, Rasgulla itself doesn't know that how sweet I am. Who is relishing Rasgulla get to know that, oh, Rasgulla is very sweet. Krishna doesn't know his own sweetness. So if he wants to understand his own sweetness, he wants to understand the glories of the loves of his devotee and what kind of love these devotees are actually relishing. They have abandoned everything, they have sacrificed everything to love me. What pleasure they are deriving. Just like Lord Narasimhadev could not understand that what pleasure Prahlad is deriving sitting on my lap. I want to relish that particular rasa. Krishna is thinking that I being the supreme lord, being the master of everything, but still I am facing this challenge that I cannot understand what is the glory of their love and what kind of pleasure my devotees are actually deriving by surrendering onto me, loving onto me. And if I want to do that, if I want to relish it, what I have to do? I have to come as a devotee. And therefore, Lord Krishna came as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that's the reason of Lord Chaitanya's incarnation. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. श्रीमान चैतन्य महाप्रभु की जय. I hope the time is already up.
We can take one or two questions.
Yeah, if there are any.
We can talk.
Yes, Mataji.
I was like intrigued of all the places, how you were saying now, why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu selected Jagannath.
Yes.
Explanation is a little bit missing.
Yeah. So I'll take 2 minutes to explain. Of course, it's an elaborate topic. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chooses Jagannath. Then again, there are external and internal reasons. External reason is his mother said, if you'll go and stay in Vrindavan, so I'll never get your information. But because many devotees are going from Bengal to Puri every year, so I'll get some of your information. But that's the external reason.
Was Jagannath that famous?
Yeah. Jagannath is famous. Even Lord Balram came to see Lord Jagannath. But this is the external reason again. There is an internal reason. The internal reason is, when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to see Jagannath, he never saw Jagannath. He saw Shyama Sundara. He used to see Shyama Sundara. Now, who is Jagannath? Again, it will take another hour to understand who is Jagannath. But we know that Jagannath is the ecstatic form of Krishna who wants to embrace his devotees. So Jagannath is Krishna who is feeling separation from the gopis. This is Krishna feeling separation from gopis, feeling separation from his devotees. Stretched out his hands, eyes became big and wanted to embrace his devotees. This is Krishna who wants to embrace his devotees. And who is Lord Chaitanya? Lord Chaitanya is Krishna, but in the mood of Radharani wants to embrace Krishna. So here is Krishna and here is Radha, and they're uniting in Puri. So that's the mystery of Jagannath Puri Dham. There are few other details, but this is the essence, and therefore Lord has actually chosen Jagannath Puri for his places of pastime. Lord Chaitanya has chosen. Hare Krishna.
Quick question there. Why does Lord Krishna wants to understand the love? So what is he going to do now?
Yeah. So the question is that what Lord Krishna is going to get. So we need to understand that Lord is actually hankering for love. Now, love is a thing that you cannot explain it scientifically or logically. Say, for example, a mother is carrying her child. Say for example, there is a pilgrimage site in Vaishno Devi in India. People used to go out. So small children, mother used to carry them, and then she used to climb whole mountain. Now, science will say mother is carrying a lot of burden, but for mother it's not a burden. She's never feeling the burden. So love, why? Because there is love, and love is so intense that there is no feeling of burden. But scientifically, logically, that is burden. That is, she's carrying a lot of weight. But when it comes to the reciprocation of mellows and rasas, it's not burden. So love cannot be explained scientifically. There is no logic for love. A boy falls in love with a girl, and the girl falls in love with a boy, and the entire society is against them, entire family is against them. They are saying, I'll give you, I'll get you married to a princess. I can get you married to someone else, but the mind will never accept it. Now, logically, you cannot explain it. Logic will never go reach, because I am telling you, she's not coming from a very rich background. I can get you married to a rich person. This, that. Logic may explain it in 100 ways, but heart will never accept it. Similarly, logically, Krishna is God. He is the creator of the entire cosmos, and everything is going by his will. But that goes with the logic. But the reciprocation and loving reciprocation for the living entities, and how they are actually relishing it with how they are relishing my company, what they are seeing in me, this is Lord is becoming inquisitive. He wants to know, he wants to actually relish it. It's not about Lord wants to know it, it's actually Lord wants to relish it. Because Dhruva Maharaj in one of his prayers says that even by being God is actually missing this point. Rasgulla is missing the point, because Rasgulla cannot taste itself. Hundreds of people are actually eating Rasgulla, relishing, enjoying a lot. But Rasgulla itself has become, although I am a Rasgulla, but just see I am a failure now because I cannot relish myself. So Lord wants to relish himself. That is the reason he had become Chaitanya. So it's about there is no logical reason. It simply he wants to taste.
Will he not be happy if he doesn't relish that?
Yes, without loving reciprocation. Yeah, he is happy. He is aptakam. He is purnakam. But happiness in spiritual dimension is ever increasing. Anandam buddhi vardhanam. Ambudhi itself means samudra or ocean. Ocean of bliss is ever increasing. So Lord Krishna is happy, but when he sees devotees more happy, he became greedy. How my devotees are so happy? So I want to become a devotee and have to check it out how they are so happy. Therefore Lord became Lord Chaitanya, and that is the internal. And therefore Lord Chaitanya for 12 years in Gambhira was simply relishing that kind of mellow, going deeper and deeper and deeper. So that's the pinnacle of his pastimes as Lord Chaitanya. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.